What's going on, guys? It's been a minute since I've done a trade review, but I just wanted to hop on today and kind of walk through what I was looking for in today's trade. I ended up taking a trade this morning. It was a small winner the day before FOMC, but I think it was a valuable day, so I was going to just make a trade review and walk through what I was looking at. Everything from execution, trade pre market analysis, trade management, just things like that. So let's get into it. So first and foremost, one thing that I've been doing recently since I've been on YouTube and I haven't made a video in a while is I've really been focusing on how price trades relative to where it's at uh, from the midnight and 8:30 open and seeing what the pre-market session did from 7 a.m. to right before the bell, so 9:30 open. Um, if we are under midnight open and 8:30 open, price is in a deep discount for the day. So I really wouldn't be looking for shorts, and vice versa. If price is above both of those opening prices, I wouldn't be looking for longs because price is in a rich premium. And then as far as the 7 a.m. to 9:30 open, I really want to look at where relatively equal levels were made during the pre-market session to trade towards during the morning session of the New York session. So now that we know that, I'm kind of just going to walk down my checklist of things that I was looking for. So when I got to the desk at around 8:45 to 9 o'clock this morning, we could see that we're trading below midnight open and 8:30 open right here, and we just straight drop lower. So when we make when we just run lower, both at 7 a.m. and 8:30 below the midnight open, what we do is we create this relatively equal high right here. It's kind of hard to see on a 15-minute chart because this isn't necessarily a high, but on the 1 minute chart, we can see that we have a high here, and then some clean highs here. So kind of like a triple top. And one thing that I've been learning is smooth highs really do like to become jagged. So what I want to see to target the relatively equal highs first at 9:30 open is manipulation lower into the sell side liquidity that was created during the pre-market session before going higher. And we can see right at 9:30 open, we manipulate below the sell side level that was created. Just exit out of this. We manipulate below the sell side level that was created. And then we created a fair value gap on the run lower initially. But then that fair value gap got ran through. And once we ran through this fair value gap, I waited for a retest of that inversion fair value gap. You can see that we hold above consequent encroachment of the previous bearish fair value gap before a run higher. And now that we've done that, I think we have clear skies for the relatively equal highs. I'm not really necessarily worried about any other bearish PD array that's in here because of these relatively equal highs. And I want to see us go from sell side to buy side. Now, while I'm in this trade, the one thing that I was noting was at this time right here, 9:41 before the 10 a.m. news, um, ES was taking the buy side level. And then that's when we started to really chop around right here. We continued to test the change in the state of delivery, the order block that's inside of that leg higher. And then we came back, we tested 50% of this range from right here to up here. This is about 50% of the range, and we held that. So I really like that. But the problem was we had jolts at 10 a.m. and we very much could have manipulated lower and really just chopped around in this range, especially the day before FOMC. So what I did was once ES ended up taking that buy side level, its relatively equal highs, we can see that ES took the relatively equal highs at 9:51, and at 9:51 on NQ, price was still all the way down here. So I just did not like the way that this looked. So I ended up taking all of the trade off right here without price going to buy side. It was a small winner. But I'm okay with a small winner like this because the signs and the red flags were going up that price could possibly continue to chop around like this. I wasn't necessarily worried about this stop loss getting hit because the reason why I like this stop as this low right here as a protected low is because with these relative equal highs up here, we have the manipulation lower. This is now jagged. None of this is smooth down here. So I know that price is not going to come back down here because this manipulation lower, all of this is jagged. We ended up taking out this low during the pre-market, and then we made another jagged low right at 9:30 open. So I'm expecting this to be the low of the day, or at least the low of the morning session, to then run higher. But like I said, we have to factor in today's the day before FOMC. There's an S&T at the highs. This is starting to become high resistance liquidity right here. A little bit during the pre-market, we had this run lower and then run higher, but then it became pretty balanced, pretty high resistance. So I was like, I'm just going to take the small profit and live for another day. And I think that's really important because we have FOMC tomorrow, and then we have the rest of the week after that, which typically after 2 p.m. on the FOMC announcement, price action starts to get a little bit cleaner. And the other thing is December price action has been a little bit wacky. So I was just going to take this one and then live to trade another day. But overall, I feel like this was a good setup. This had very clean characteristics for a long. Ultimately, we ended up getting this buy side, this run in the buy side on NQ. So this was a good setup. But could I have held for this? Yes. Did I take profit early? Yes. But I was just trading the red flags that were going up because we could have just consolidated inside of this range the day before FOMC. So overall, this was a good setup. Something that I've just been watching really. The midnight open, the 7 a.m. New York open, and then where are the relatively equal levels at going into the 9:30 open. So if we have relatively equal highs below midnight open, I want to search for a manipulation in the sell side before I run higher in the buy side, and then vice versa. If we have relatively equal lows, I want to search for a manipulation into buy side before a run in the sell side. But overall, good trade today. First trade of the week. And I hope you guys are trading safely. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Trade safely.